that part. The other part that I wanted to bring up is, and I thought he was going to be here tonight, wrote down his number, his name, Ken, well, I don't see it. Anyway, Ken lives next door to the squatters, and I live 2 doors away from the squatters. And they have occupied a house for 2 years now that has no water, no sewer, and no other services either. And they are making quite a public nuisance of themselves, and I know Curtis has tried to figure out how to get them out, but not succeeded so far. They have been throwing their garbage in the front yard because they can't afford pickup. And this young girl who is squatting has a mother who lives in a lovely house just down here across from the Safeway, a big brick house with great big walls and a sliding wrought iron gate. And Ken says he has seen this lady twice carry her garbage over and throw it in the front yard. Well, the front yard of this house is getting very odorous. And I would love to have anybody tell me what can we do to get control of the idea that well-heeled women in this town are now throwing their garbage in the squatter's front yard. And that's all I have to raise tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy. That was a lot of action that people really need.
I'm having a very exciting life.
Yeah.
Thank you for the explanation on the first part anyway about the incident at the bar and the restaurant. The more knowledge you have of such things, the better you're able to cope with it, so thank you.
Well, I was amazed when he was just shouting at the top of his voice, and the poor little new owners were standing there hand in hand, white-faced, not knowing what to do about him. He was a big fella. But Heather says they know him down there at the tavern, and he's just a little bit not right in the head.
Yeah. All I know is their chicken's pretty good to me. I eat their chicken quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and the other issue with the squatters, we are working on, is that not correct?
Tried since the day I got here, but essentially the people that are in the house don't own it. The gentleman whose name is on the piece of property is nowhere to be found. We have him out to collections and everything else, and the bank that quote unquote was repoing it 2 years ago has never put it in their name. And so it becomes a very interesting legal quandary when you don't have anybody to actually hold accountable. You don't have much help from the county as far as county health services go. There's no one here, but technically you can't even go walking on that piece of property without permission for it. I mean, there certainly needs to be some way to do it. The day it goes into a bank's name, you go after the bank, but I think they've either just completely wrote it off. I've never seen a repo of a house drag on for that time without them reclaiming the property and then chucking whoever's in there out the door.
Who pays the taxes on that home?
Nobody is.
So the taxes
Eventually
are
it will
going
probably go to the county, or if the bank just lets it go.
Nuisance ordinance?
I'm sorry, no questions from the public without permission. I think